Gen AI on project management webinar. Very quickly, let me go ahead and share my screen. There you go. I hope all of you are able to see my screen. If at all you have any
Yes,
challenges,
Nikhil.
if you're not able to see my screen, let me know. I'll reshare it. Thanks for the confirmation, Chandrakant. All right, so team, thank you everyone for showing your interest as part of this particular webinar. But before we get started, before we start our discussions in terms of the topics of, sorry, I don't know what is happening. I'm so sorry. I'm just sharing the right screen. Okay, there you go. All right. So, team, a quick introduction about myself. My name is Nikhil Mudgi, and I'm from Bangalore. I have nearly 20 years of experience, so got to play different roles like a lot of consulting roles, service management, project management, program management, contributed not just into IT but across various non-IT sectors as well. So as part of my nearly 20 years of experience being part of Capgemini, IBM, and Unisys before I joined Novel Vista as one of the lead trainer and a consultant. So currently I'm playing the role of enterprise transformation consultant, where I'm helping the organizations in terms of a lot of implementations, a lot of strategic solutions to embrace whatsoever the challenges they have in today's digital transformation world. So, team, this is in brief about me. I know that all of you are coming from a diversified background, but when it comes to project management, I don't think so. There will be a lot of differences between what is a project all about, right? So, management remains the same. And as part of this particular webinar, I've considered one small scenario to discuss to carry out our discussion in a theoretical manner, but rather than only theoretical towards the end, I would also like to bring in a little bit of practical experience as well. I'll give a demo on one of the generative AI platform. Yes, all of you are aware of it. That is ChatGPT. So during the course of demo, especially the pointer number 3, I would request all of you to work with me simultaneously. So whatever the prompts I will be using, I will be sharing it on the chat so that all of you can, we all can work together simultaneously as well. So this is the agenda of this particular program as well. So we are understanding. I'm trying to make use of this particular opportunity to help you guys understand how generative AI can or is driving project management. And one of the topic which I have chosen, which is a very important aspect of project management, is the business case, right? So we all know without a valid business case, no project can go ahead. And that is what we will be understanding at a high level, how generative AI can help us in terms of developing the entire business case as well. But before that, team, very quickly, those who are not aware of the term project, let me help you to understand in a very simple manner. But yes, in a very simple term, project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or a result. Anything which you are doing it new for the first time is considered as a project, right? So you're planning for, you're planning to build a house, that's a project, right? You're planning for a vacation, that's a project. You're planning for a get together, that could be a project as well. Right, so that is where a project is something which you're doing new, which you're doing unique for the first time, right? So that could be a product or a service or a result as well. So it could be building a house or building an application or migration from on-prem data center to a cloud data center or automation. So all of these particular things can be considered as a project. One of the reasons why a project is considered as temporary is because it has a start date and an end date, right? So we know that, okay, probably 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, whatever the duration it is. And it is very unique because, when it comes to the BAU, the business as usual, It includes some routine work or the repetitive work which we have been doing it. And projects are we are able to develop more and more information steadily. That's where progressive elaboration comes in. And lastly, yes, we have some degree of uncertainty as part of the projects till the time you complete the project. For example, till the time you complete building a house, you're not sure will my final product be ready or not, right? Even if it is ready, right? So, did the cost exceed? Did the time exceed? Or the cost of raw materials? All these things exceeded or what? There is always a degree of uncertainty into it, and that's where project comes in. A simple example, right? The team, think about that. Think about this. You want to go on a vacation. It's been a long time. All of us are so stressed out, right? All of us are very stressed out as part of our work. And this calls for a vacation. And wherever you want to go, choice is yours. But that is the specific goal for you, right? To enjoy a trip to any destination. Could be domestic, could be international. You have a specific timeline as well, right? Your vacation starts on a certain date and ends on another, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, whatever the type of vacation you might be part of. You will be having some budget, time, and maybe some other limitations if there are any. And what is the unique outcome? Is nothing but the experience team, and every vacation experience is very 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 different. So that's where you consider as a project. And we all know as part of the project we have five steps as part of it, or five life cycles. That is initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. Now, this is where project comes in. I'll not take too much of time in terms of the theoretical part, but it'll be nice for us to get to know some of the basics, rather than deep diving into the concepts of how generative AI can help us in terms of developing the business case. Before that, team, yes, in the meantime, all of you, if at all you have any questions, you can you can put your questions on the chat. I have kept an eye on the chat box. If at all you have any questions, please drop a note there, and we might talk about it later. Okay, now talking about a business case. Now, since every project is new or unique, we need some kind of justification document, right? And that justification document will have to outline, why are we doing the project, and how much of cost is involved, what are the risk involved, what are the benefits, what are the disbenefits we are going to achieve, what are the various options we have to consider, right? So all of these particular aspects needs to be captured in some kind of justification document, and that justification document in the project management language is called as the business case. Now, yes, you might have heard people saying, okay, as a project manager, I don't develop it, it's mostly the business analyst who are going to develop it. But yes, depends on size of the organization as well. Right. So you might be having a business analyst or a project manager, program manager. Anybody can go ahead and develop the business case. Now, let's understand why a business case is important for every project. And I'm going to consider the same example of going on a vacation. Right. So let's consider that as a project and understand why we need to have a business case. So first and foremost reason is you need to get that justification. Now, what is that justification? Now, why are you taking the vacation? Because you want to relax, you want to explore some new place, you want to spend quality time with your family. Is it really needed for you? Right? So that's where you're getting the justification. If it's really needed, okay, you'll say that, okay, my work stress is very high and I need a break. A break is needed very badly so that my mental well-being and all the other things are being addressed. Hence, the vacation is justified. So here, the business case is ensuring that the trip is worth the time and money. No wonder nothing comes for free, right? We need to have the budget. A vacation requires expenses for your travels, for your accommodation, for food, for activities, right? Now we need to check, can we afford without any challenges? Probably what you'll do, start doing, you'll check for savings, you'll plan within the limits and ensure that you have the financial feasibility. So without a business case, there could be a possibility that you might overspend or run out of funds mid trip. Then we have risk identification and mitigation. During this entire vacation, there could be a lot of uncertainties, no wonder, right? For example, flight cancellations or bad weather, lost baggage, health emergencies, right? So, mitigation, you might be having some kind of strategies in place. You might be having some travel insurance or flexible bookings or emergency funds, right? So, that's where, again, business identification and mitigation of the risk is also going to be very important. Ensure stakeholder buy-in. Now, probably, if we have to go on a vacation, there are a lot of buy-ins which we have to take it. First and foremost, family members. Are you traveling alone or are you traveling with them? That's how you'll get the buy-in, right? Next, you have the employers because you'll have to take leaves, right? And any other travel partners as well. Right. So now you need to ensure that all the traveling dates with your work schedules and personal preferences, everything will have to be in line. Everything have to be aligned. A good business case, a strong business case will help you to get the approvals from all your stakeholders so that you can convince, for example, you convince your boss for leave. Clear scope and measurable outcomes. Right? What is the scope? Okay, you'll say that, okay, I'm going to visit a specific city. I'm going to experience XYZ adventure activities, or I'm going to relax at a resort. Right? So, what is your success here? How are you going to measure the success? If the vacation meets the goal, and I say goal, probably whatever the goal it is, it should be fun, it should be relaxing, and you should be able to explore various places. That's when it is successful. A good scope will help you to avoid the scope creep and probably unnecessary detours, ensuring that you're using the time and money efficiently. And all these things, team, will help you in terms of better decision making. You're comparing the holiday. I mean, now you'll compare with all these things. Great. Should I go to a beach holiday? Should I go for a mountain retreat? Or should I go for a city tour? Right? And probably you'll check, okay, if everything is value for money, right? So a business case provides a good data-driven insights to choose the best destination and budget wisely, right? So now, if we look into this particular project, right, it is justified because it is necessary and valuable. It is affordable. Let's hope that everything is within the financial limits. It is well planned, right? It is risk free and smooth. Very wrong for me to say risk free, but still I'll say it. Okay, it is aligned with the stakeholder expectations and it is successful, right? So, team, without a solid business case, the failures as part of the project due to poor planning, stakeholder support or financial factors, right? All these things, if we don't consider all these things, the possibilities of failure is going to be very high. And I'm talking about a simple vacation as a project, right? But think about whatever the various projects you are part of, right? It could be in terms of automation, or it could be in terms of embracing generative AI as part of your organization, or it could be if you're in a various sector, constructing a house or whatsoever the ecosystem it is. A good business case, a solid business case will ensure that the projects are strategically sound, financially justified, and operationally feasible. So that is where, team, your business case needs to answer these three characteristics. They are desirable, achievable, and viable. Desirable, does it solve the right problem? Right? Achievable, is it financially and strategically sustainable? And sorry, that is viable. And achievable, can it be realistically implemented with available resources? Each of these characteristics play a very important role in justifying a project and ensuring it is success. Right. So we'll talk about all these particular aspects going further. But yes, team, at a very high level, these are some of the key elements of the business case. These are the key contents at a very holistic level. Yes, all these things, all these contents of a business case might vary based on situation to situation, but in a very generic manner, you will have to, I mean, these are the very, I mean, these are the common contents, common elements of the business case. Now, team, right? So imagine building a business case in a very manual manner. How many of you do you have the and have you written the business case? Any of you? If you've written, do raise your hands. Anybody? Have you written the business case? Were you involved in terms of writing the business case? No. No. All right. Yes. All right. Nice. But how long it used to take for you to write a business case? I remember my good old days where when I wrote the business case for the first time, it took me almost like a week, or just for the initial analysis, it took me a week. And later on, right, I agree, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, right? The timelines are going to be very, very huge. Can we simplify all these things? 2 weeks to more subjected to change. Nice. 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. Now, earlier, yes, 2 months, 3 months is what you used to take. But now, if you have the experience, I'm sure 2 weeks, 1 week also, you can go ahead and write the business case. But still, 2 week and 1 week is a huge number of time or huge amount of time. True. No wonder alignment with the stakeholders are going to be is a biggest challenge. Now, can generative AI help us over here? All right, that is the most important factor, right? So let's understand, team, how generative AI can help us in terms of addressing the factors of business case. Now, what is generative AI? I'm sure all of you have been using ChatGPT, Gemini, or Jasper, Copilot, or whatever the generative AI platforms you might be using, right? So, oh yes, both agile and non-agile, everywhere it can be used. We will look into how everything can be used. Everything can be used. Don't worry. Okay, so generative AI has simplified our lives. No wonder, right? All of us know it has simplified our lives because you can go ahead and create a new content, which includes text, images, codes, video, audio, even the 3D models, right? Generated and just by giving the prompts in a very simple and laymannish way. Very simple and laymannish way, right? So just like how we talk, you write the prompts, you will get the desired outputs. But the only important thing is the better the outputs when you have the right prompts in place. When you write the right prompts in place, only then you will be able to get the right outputs. Now, let's see how generative AI can help in terms of project management at a very high level. Now, don't worry, whatever we discussed, in terms of writing the business case, we will try to do it in a practical manner. Right, but I'll tell you what are the different tools available in the market as well. But let's complete the theoretical part first. Now, yes, GenAI has been a game changer because it is enhancing the desirability factors, viability factors, and achievability factors. Right. So again, I'm going to use the same vacation project, as a theory. Okay. For practical, I have a different scenario altogether. That's going to be nice as well. Okay. So you'll get a holistic perceptions about everything. So using the same vacation as the project, let's understand how generative AI is going to help us over here. Enhancing desirability, understanding the market and stakeholder needs. Now, generative AI team, it can analyze the travel trends, and it can recommend the best destinations based on the weather, budget, preferences. Okay, this is March, and at least this is March. Wherever you feel you want to go to a cooler place, you can go. Right. So suggest me some of the cooler places which I can travel in March along with my family. So you can get to know. You can I mean Gen AI can analyze the travel trends and recommend the best destinations. It can provide the customer persona and sentiment analysis. Right. So okay, imagine myself as a software or project manager. Consider myself as a parent. Consider myself as a teacher. Consider myself as a student. That's my persona. Persona is a fictional character, right? So, and sentiment analysis. Now, probably, team, maybe in the activity, what we are doing today, we might not be able to do a sentiment analysis. But yes, you might have experienced it. You might have seen it as well. Now, imagine just you might go to Amazon to buy any kind of product, right? So when you go for the reviews, when you go through the reviews, there will be some kind of a paragraph or something, where Rufus would have predicted, saying that a lot of people will be keeping this particular product. A lot of people have realized that it is easy to use, it is this, it is that, and all. That is where sentiment analysis is going to come in, right? If you have to analyze all those comments manually, team, we know how time consuming it can be, right? So AI can analyze your reviews of destinations and hotels to ensure they match the traveler's expectations. Competitive benchmarking, right? So you want to travel, let's say, to Bali, and you say that, okay, I have Make My Trip, I have booking.com, I have some local travel operators, right? So maybe it can help you to compare the travel packages, hotel details, and airline fares to find the best options. Right. So if you're really not sure, hey, I want to go on a vacation, but I'm not sure where to go, start using generative AI. Because it can analyze the social media, travel blogs, and online reviews and suggest the most desirable destination based on, let's say, your family friendly activities and budget factors and weather considerations as well. That's where desirability comes in. Next is strengthening the viability. Financial modeling and ROI forecasting is going to be very much important. It can help us in terms of automated cost benefit analysis. Right? We'll look into it how you can perform the cost benefit analysis at a high level, but I'll give you some ideas where you can explore it later as well. Right? Generative AI, it calculates the total trip cost, including flights, accommodation, and daily expenses. It can predict how different factors, like, for example, exchange rates, inflation, will impact your travel budget. It'll warn you about high cost destinations or hidden fees, preventing any kind of overspending. Right? Be it luxury, mid range, or a budget, generative AI is going to help you to make a vacation plan that is financially viable and within your budget. Improving achievability. Generative AI can check if vacation dates are going to align with your work schedules and public holidays. For that to happen, we have to connect our systems to generative AI, right? So, which a lot of organizations say, no way you can do that. Right? I mean, that is one of the reason. That is one of the biggest challenge which a lot of organizations are facing. Right? Why do we have to connect our systems to Copilot or ChatGPT or any other ecosystems? Right? That is the biggest challenge. That is the reason why a lot of organizations are still not ready to implement generative AI as part of their ecosystem. But yes, a lot of solutions are coming across. But yes, thanks. But yes, that's where resource and talent feasibility assessment can be done. It can help you to choose, okay, the right person for the project. Right? It can estimate, it can generate an optimized itinerary based on the available days and priorities. It can predict the flight delays, weather conditions, and visa issues. Right? So all these things I'm sharing it because when I planned for a vacation recently, I used generative AI extensively, and whatever it probably plus or minus here and there it happened. That's okay because I had defined my tolerances as well. But whatever whatever the solution or the plan which GenAI gave, it I almost followed it. Right. So very much successful. Very much successful. No wonder there at all. That's the reason I'm bringing my experience over here. All right. And yes, lastly, it will also help you in terms of content creation and documentation. Right? AI is going to create a very structured vacation plan with a budget breakdown, itinerary, and risk assessment as well. The dashboards will provide you a real-time tracking of travel expenses, right? The chatbots, if at all it's be, if you have it, right, it can help you in terms of booking flight changes or any answering travel-related queries, right? So for me, I'll tell you honestly, team, for me to do all these activities, I didn't have to use multiple tools, to be honest. And neither I used chat, I mean, I did use ChatGPT at least to get a holistic insight about XYZ things. But whatever the information I got, yes, I manually put it into one of my favorite tool, which is called as ClickUp. And I managed my entire project on that entire project. And trust me, I used to get a daily stand up also on ClickUp, right? Yesterday you did this and you did that. Everything was very nice. Right, provide all these things are good and nice to hear, but until and unless you have some information which are entered as part of your project management systems, and those systems, if at all connected to generative AI platforms, trust me, your work is going to be wonderful. Right? So, team, this is how generative AI is revolutionizing project management by ensuring that the projects are designable, viable, and achievable. Right? So, I'm again, team, just a small vacation, but you think about the projects you have been part of. Now, all these things sounds good. All these things sounds good, but But can you trust generative AI? Whatever the outputs we are getting as part of Gen AI, as is to as is. Unfortunately, no. I wish I could have had given you, some information on tools. But yes, I'll try my best if at all possible. I'll tell you what are some of the wonderful tools which you can start making use of it. But honestly speaking, a lot of lot of project management tools. They are bringing in the cultures of generative AI into it, including Jira, including ServiceNow's PPM and the Microsoft project. But honestly speaking, I mean, including Asana, Trello, some of the other ecosystems as well. But the maturity, what I see with ClickUp, I've never seen it with anyone. The maturity of generative AI embedded into that particular tool is wonderful, wonderful. Okay, but yes, explore it. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to consider that. But yes, down the line, we can. Let's see if at all I can. But yes, team, what are some of the ethical considerations and challenges you might encounter? Now, using generative AI is good, but it also raises some ethical concerns and challenges. Again, I'll consider the same, you know, vacation planning as the project, and let's try to understand the bias and the ethical considerations and challenges. So one of the challenge which for sure you will encounter is the biasness, the fairness in recommendations. Now, great AI is giving you the past travel data. It is telling you, okay, this is the very potential destination. It is giving you the recommendations of hotels and airlines, right? But yes, team, consider this scenario. Okay. Now you say that, hey, I want some budget-friendly options when I'm choosing some accommodations. Now, what if when you're booking, you realize that okay, this is not a budget friendly, but this is a very luxury one. So that is where AI is for sure automating, optimizing lots and lots of our work, lots and lots of manual work. But sometimes, the human factor is still needed. So a lot of people keep on thinking AI is going to replace humans, right? That is not going to happen very soon because today we are in the era called as artificial narrow intelligence. Now, artificial narrow intelligence is going to happen everything based on data. Whatever the data you have, based on that, you will be getting the outputs. So that is the reason whatever we are doing today, it is called as a weak AI. That is artificial narrow intelligence. Then we have artificial super intelligence, sorry, artificial general intelligence, AGI. Okay. Now, AGI is called as a strong AI. Now, a lot of people have been saying that AGI, if for us to implement AGI, it's going to take a good 10 years. Okay. Now, AGI is none other than the Jarvis of Iron Man. That's your AGI, artificial general intelligence. Then we have artificial super intelligence. Now, if we achieve that, artificial super intelligence, that's a probably we might have to worry a little bit because there AI can make its own movie. Forget about movie, it can solve it can end poverty. It can it can address global warming effectively as well. So that would take a few more years for sure. Right. So that is where team, though it is suggesting us some good, options, human factors are still needed to understand is it really luxury or is it budget friendly for me? And you need to prioritize your destinations, accordingly as well. Right. So bring in certain kind of, do certain audits, right? Use some good filters. The more the precise you are, the better the outputs you will be getting it. Right? You need to mention clearly, hey, suggest me some hotels. Those hotels can be budget friendly. Those hotels can be, luxury as well. Now, another challenge which I always, okay, I'll talk about it in the second one, transparency and explainability. But yes, now that is where the first point comes in, biasness and fairness. Right? To ensure unbiased recommendations, customize your filters effectively. The second one is the transparency and explainability. Now, yes, um, explainability, that's where I'll emphasize on. Now, probably, let's say one of you say that, hey, this hotel was good. Somebody else may say that, hey, this hotel is good. The intonation when we speak, okay, we can understand it. But how generative AI will understand that? It is good, which means it is considered in a positive manner. Right? That is another challenge which for sure you come across. Right? So that is where uh, though sentiment analysis is good, but these are some certain challenges. Right? Yeah, AI generated you'll it'll help you to get that itineraries or budget recommendations, but however in certain occasions it might lack transparency, making it difficult to understand why a certain route or a hotel or a budget was being chosen. Right? Probably you'll realize that, okay, I am traveling between Bangalore to London. Yes, I have a direct flight. When I looked into the direct flight, it was much cheaper when looking into the layover one. AI recommends a layover because historical data says that. Okay, historical data says that. Okay, if it is a layover, if it is a connecting flight, then it could be less expensive. So, without explanation, travelers might blindly trust AI, leading to unexpected travel challenges. Sorry, unexpected travel challenges. So, that is where, team, we need to start using some XAI frameworks. There are a lot of XAI frameworks today. For example, we have Line, which is called as local interpretable model agnostic explanations, right? We have SHAP. SHAP is Shapley Addictive Explanations. We have IBM AI Explainability 360. Then we have Google's What If tool, and we have Microsoft also has one. I'm not remembering it, but yes, we have Captum as well, right? So various tools we have in today's XAI world, right? So you need to implement XAI so that it will provide a breakdown of the recommendations and cost calculations. Another ethical factor an ethical challenge we might come across is data privacy and security, right? So that is the most important aspect. Now, if needed, you might want to share your passport details. I mean, if you need a thorough planning, maybe credit card information, flight history, all these things might increase the data privacy risk, right? So it is important for us to use a trusted GDPR compliant, for example, AI tools or AI travel assistants, where you have that end-to-end encryption for sensitive data. So bring in the cultures of role-based access controls and privacy preserving AI techniques. That's going to be good. Though I'm saying that, yes, we are not replacing the human factors, but we are making use of the humans where they are really needed, right? But still, you know, earlier we knew that, okay, if 10 people were required to perform one particular job or one particular role, that same job can be done you don't even need a person today, right? So, but still, team, hybrid approach is the need of the hour today. Use AI at the same time, support the humans as well, rather than replacing them entirely. This is the most important aspect. So, reskill, upskill employees to work alongside the AI rather than replacing them entirely. And reliability and accuracy of AI generated insights. Right. So, it is important for us to cross verify the AI generated information using the official websites and real time data sources. IP and AI generated content ownership, right? So there could be a lot of IP issues copyright laws. You will have to provide attributions, if at all, any as and where it is needed. And lastly, transparency and explainability. Anyways, we have discussed it. I'm so sorry, forgot to remove it. Anyways, right, so team, this is where ethical AI is important to bring in, so that we might want to prioritize the cost, convenience, and we will integrate the sustainable travel options, promoting eco-friendly accommodations and ethical tourisms as well. Right, that is the need of the hour. The ethical use of AI in decision making. I've not yet got an opportunity to go through the Paris meeting, which happened last month, where it was all about the AI governance, right? I believe most of the countries did accept in terms of how AI governance needs to be addressed, except for US and UK, except for US and UK, right? So else most of the countries did agree on how AI needs to be used, the governance around it. Um, Very generalized, very generalized. Yes, you can say that all these things are very generalized. Project management, business management, irrespective of the situation, you can make use of it. All right. So, team, this is where I want to end in terms of the theoretical part. Practical, let's try to explore it. Now, team, for I'm going to use ChatGPT just to give you some kind of an experience in terms of how, if at all you integrate your project management systems with GenAI platforms, the outputs which you're going to get is going to be simply pretty good, very nice. Now, all of you, team, if possible, please do open ChatGPT or Gemini or what's a Copilot, any of the tools of your choice, which very quickly, very quickly, so that I will open my Word file, and I've created some scenarios over here, and I'll paste the same scenario on the chat as well as on the GPT as well. So we'll understand how we will be able to get the inputs. All of you, team, all ready? All of you ready with any of your GenAI platforms? Excellent, excellent, lovely. All right, so team. So this I have. I'll tell you two ways. I'll suggest two ways in terms of how you can write a business case. Now, first one is going to be a very straightforward one. Anyways, I've copied it. Okay, I have a word limitation. I believe. So, team, I'm pasting the problem statement first on the chat. Okay, and then I'm writing the prompt. This is the prompt. Okay, so there's a word limit on Zoom. That's the reason I could not paste in one go. But however, I'm going to copy the entire thing and paste it on GPT. Now, team, look into this particular scenario. Currently, our customer, now I've considered the project as, AI bot, AI bot integration with our CRM. So for our customer support, that is the project all about. Okay, so very hypothetical situation, very hypothetical situation. Now, currently, our customer support teams faces high response time, then increasing customer complaints due to delayed resolution, operational efficiencies, with customer service demand increasing by 25% year on year, and is not scalable. Gen AI powered chatbot will help to automate the responses, resolve any inquiries, and seamlessly escalate complex queries to humans. This ensures a faster and more efficient customer experience. Now, for the above mentioned now this is a statement. This is your problem statement or the project's statement which you might be having. Now I'm writing that for the above mentioned project problem statement, right? Create a business case. Now I've told it. I'm telling ChatGPT saying that, okay, the business case should outline the justification at the start of the project. Right, great. Now, what are the contents you need to have? Right. So, and the business case should be getting the approvals from XYZ stakeholders. Now, I'm sure this is a very straightforward scenario. If you know what is the problem statement, okay, and you just want a business case written automatically by GPT or by generative AI platforms, then for sure you'll be able to get this kind of information. So I'll have to wait for the entire uh, statement to be generated or entire business case document to be created. Now, team, I'm not sure, if you guys do consider it or not. But one important thing when you're writing the business case is to consider the business options. Always consider the three business options: do nothing, do the minimum possible work, do more than the minimum possible work. Right. So the reason why you need to come up with these three options is it will help you in terms of better decision making. Right. So you will get to see, I mean, probably here the cost factor is not included in the options, but ideally, if the cost factor was being included, then it would have been very much better as well. But yes, not bad. We are still getting some good output. I'm not saying outcome, but I'm still considering this as an output itself. Right? Output is something which is tangible or intangible. An outcome is a result. Right? So not bad, right? Not bad. We are getting everything in a very nice manner. I hope it is pretty much the same for you guys as well. Team, irrespective of the generative AI platform which you are using, I believe this is pretty much the same for you. Nice. Nice. We have the complete business case here, right? How long it took? Maybe a couple of minutes. We were talking about 2 weeks. Now look into it, couple of minutes. That's it. My work is done. Now, no, my work is not done. As a evaluate, right? Okay. If you look into it, do nothing, right? No upfront cost, no system changes, customer dissatisfaction grows, and loss of revenue, not viable option. But option three is more viable because we're implementing GenAI powered chatbot capable of handling and integrating with CRM. These are the pros, cons, and recommended option. So when you look into the three options, the whichever option gives you better ROI, you can go with it. You can go with it. Right. So team, this is where we have a pretty nice document which we have got it. This is your option one, straightforward. Now, team, option two. Let's look into option two. Now, let's brainstorm with AI. Let's brainstorm with AI because AI is also a stakeholder now. We all know stakeholder is anybody who is impacted, who is affected, who is contributing into your project, product, service, result. Anybody can be considered as a stakeholder. So now we are brainstorming with GPT. We are considering GPT also as a stakeholder. Now let's brainstorm how. So team, same same scenario, but use this statement now. Same scenario, copy the same scenario which I had shared it earlier, and use the current prompt which I have given. So, but copy both of them together. Now what I've done is team. Okay, now look into this prompt. Given the issues we are facing with our current customer support system and our goals of reducing average response time, improving customer satisfaction, and lowering operational cost, help me draft a situation statement. Right? What is this? I mean, I need to understand what is my situation all about. Great. It'll give me some options. It'll give me some kind of solution. Oh, sorry, some situation statement. Right. So we are seeing average response time stands at 10 minutes, blah 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 blah, and every pretty good situation statements we are getting it. Maybe good, maybe may not be, but you know please do consider the human reviews. Do not assume that, do not assume that, you know, ChatGPT information is always correct. So nice, we got a good situation statement. Okay. Now, great. Now, team, which tool you want to use? There are plethora of AI powered chatbots. Which one you would like to use? Now let's brainstorm with AI again. Now that is the reason, team. I'm using this prompt. I've pasted it on chat. Right? I pasted it on chat. Look into it. Suggest some potential AI powered customer support chatbot ecosystem or tools that are known for their scalability, flexibility, and seamless integration. If you want, put a period and mention it as recommend the best one based on our needs. We got the situation statement, and now we'll explore the needs. Okay, let's look into it now. Okay, we have got Amazon Lex. What else? Okay, we have got getting the integration as well. We are getting Google's Dialect Flow CX. Okay, what else? Azure Bot Service, IBM's Watson, Drift AI chatbot. Nice recommendations. Zendesk AI. I'm not sure if you're getting it in a different manner, it's okay because you need to train your systems. You need to keep on interacting with GPTs in a regular manner. Now look into it. It has given us a recommended solution, Google Dialogflow CX. Why? You have the justification. What are the next step? So and so. You got Freddy? Nice. That's okay. Okay. Now, great. Now, team, the next one is, now I'll copy this one and paste it on my prompt, or whatever the recommendation you have got, use the same recommendation. Okay. Now, team, what I'm asking is, great, this is nice. Now I'm asking GPT to give me a roadmap in terms of how I can go ahead and work on this particular project. And now, just as an example, I've considered as 18 weeks. You can change the numbers. You can add, I mean, before you can do this, you can ask GPT, can I do this particular project in the agile manner or in the waterfall? Ask for the approach. It will provide you, since it is so and so, agile is going to be good, waterfall is going to be good, right? So it'll provide you those recommendations. Okay, great. Now team, let's look into it. Now I've considered Google Dialogflow as the option over here because that is what GPT recommended me. Okay, it's still analyzing. But considering I mean, how many GPUs you might be needing, team, do you think all these generative AI platforms are going to be sustainable in nature? That's a quite challenge. Oh wow, I never expected this visualization to come in, to be honest, because last time when I was exploring it, I did not get this kind of visualization. But nice visualization we have, right? Full deployment. So it's pretty much in a waterfall manner, is what it's saying. But yes, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, great. Team, I hope pretty much you're also getting the same kind of results. If not, it's okay. Anyways, you're having the prompts, you can practice them later as well. Okay, great. Now, team, we got to know AI, Google Dialogflow AI. We got to know pretty much everything. Now, let's analyze if this Google AI Dialogflow is in line or not. But this already gave it, right? It is already in line. Anyways, I'll skip that particular step. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to which is that Google Dialog Flow CX. So team, be very specific. Now, implementation of, okay, let's do a feasibility analysis. Let's do a feasibility analysis. I am pasting the option prompt on the chat. There you go. Now, see this? Or, I mean, else how long you need to perform the feasibility analysis manually. Technical feasibility, I got it. Operational feasibility. I might be getting environmental feasibilities as well down the line, right? Whatever the feasibility. I mean, if you want to be very specific, perform so and so feasibility studies, mention it accordingly. If you don't mention it, trust me, it's going to be quite challenging, right? So, oh, wow, I've got a project cost analysis as well, right? So, licensing cost, AI training and development, integration and deployment, maintenance and continuous learning, total cost, and projected savings. If you are entering the numbers, team, I mean, I didn't enter the numbers at all, but still, I got some good outputs. I'm getting some good outputs. Getting legal and compliance feasibilities, recommended approaches, success metrics, and final recommendations. Nice. So far, so good. Team, now, great. Do you want? It's nice to do a cost benefit analysis as well. If all these numbers were not given, but still, we may want to do a cost benefit analysis, right? Either you want to use a simple one. If you're using a simple one, I'm pasting the chat prompt on the chat. But rather than just a simple one, I want a detailed one. I want a detailed one. Okay, so this is what uh, I'm going to enter, but I need to change the name of. Please change the name of the tool. Please change the name of the tool there. Anything which the GPT or Gemini has recommended, please change that as your tool. And I'm updating it over here. Okay, there you go. Team, this is what I'm entering. I want a detailed one. And when I go ahead and do a detailed cost benefit analysis, I need what are the cost, what are the benefits, time frame, and opportunity cost as well. Right, so probably it's analyzing, and hopefully we will be getting some good option, good outputs, in fact. Still analyzing, still analyzing. Team, I hope all of you are able to perform all these activities as part of your respective Gen AI platforms. Okay, nice. Oh, I mean, team, look into it. I've got what is the licensing cost, everything. I've got it here. Benefit cost as well. And I have a cost benefit analysis, total cost and total benefits and net benefits. For this, if you want to do an NPV, net promoter, do it. And you want to do an IRR, do it, right? Everything and anything you can do it. Okay. Again, we are still building the business case. We have not yet created the business case, right? Now, with all these things, I'm asking GPT, to help me with some benefits as well, right? I want a good benefits to be created. So that's the reason I've defined best case, worst case, and expected case scenarios. I want all the three types of benefits to be created. Surprised by the results? Positively, negatively? Surprise was positive or negative? Positive. Nice. So team, we're just talking about one small topic, that is business case, right? We have, as part of Novel Vista, I mean, we have a generative AI for project management training program itself. I'm sure Chandrakant is going to give you this particular information towards the end of the training, probably in the next few minutes. But yes, team, look into it. Right, so look into it. Best case scenario, expected case, and worst case scenario. I mean, I wanted the definitions to be very clear. That's the reason I have mentioned, what are the definitions you will have to consider when you're generating the outputs. All right. And now, team, great. With all of this particular information, let's go ahead and, you know, create a business case. Right? Given the information we have granted so far, please help compile a business case summary in the table form. If you want table form, mention it very clearly, right? And finally, we should be getting some kind of outputs, right? So team, if we have to perform all these things manually, I'm sure it's doing a feasibility analysis about 3 4 days and talking to the stakeholders. Like one of you said, understanding the stakeholder requirement itself is challenging, right? You can ask GPT what are the future trends you might be having in terms of this particular ecosystem, right? It will give you more and more recommendations. So it's still analyzing, and I'm sure we will be having a business case in a tabular format. Not bad, but really, I did not like it. But probably I shouldn't have used tabular format. I shouldn't have had used it. Maybe if I did not use it, probably I might have got a better output itself. So I'll copy it and paste it and remove the word compile a business case summary. Okay. Business case, I'll remove the word summary and then probably you see the results. Probably here we might be getting a better option, better output is what I'm guessing. Right. So this is where sometimes team, Gen AI platforms may act a little bit strange. But yes, now this is a better option, much better option, much better option. Right. So team, how long we took? When was the first message I entered on the chat? What was that? First message was at 1951. 20 minutes. Even, I mean, after brainstorming, 20 minutes after brainstorming. Right? So 20 minutes of the first one was hardly for 2 minutes. So which means almost like 15 minutes we were able to do everything. 15 minutes our business case is ready. All right. So it's still analyzing, I guess. I don't know what is happening. Okay, it's still popping up. Yep. All right, so team, this is how you can make use of generative AI platforms and run your project management in a much better and effective manner. All right, so team, this is where look at it, still coming up because every other options it will have to consider. Every other option it will have to consider. And there we go. Finally. If you want to see this, and even the interactions are very nice. Let me know if you need any refinements or additional details to be added. Right, so team, this is how you can go ahead and create a business case with the help of generative AI models, like GPTs or Geminis or any other models in a very effective and efficient manner. Team, any questions, anybody? At a high level, I've given you the information just at a high level. And if we have to do a deep dive of all these things, I'm sure we will need a good amount of time, good amount of interactions, good amount of creativity. All these things are very much important. Team, any questions, anybody? All right. I'm sure all of you are eager to know about the training details. Chandrakant, if you're there.
Yes, Nikhil sir, I'm just sharing my screen.
Great. All right. So team, Chandrakant is going to share his screen. I'll stop sharing my screen then.
Yes, please.